name is Alyssa Martin, and I work at OneStop, Warrenton, Virginia. Well, technically it's on the border in Nokesville, but yeah, it's technically Gainesville. And actually it's interesting because my husband grew up on the property right next door, and my mother-in-law is currently finishing a build over there. So incorporating golds and blacks and staying within, still the style of the area, but just leaning more towards the modern. For example, like one really dramatic feature is that these ceilings used to be 9.5 feet, and now they're 13. So that was a big focus too, to make things more open and bright and just a one concept floor living, that type of thing. So that was something that was a big focus. Kind of taking down closets and opening it up so that you could have more space to move. Also, the way the space is adjoined, we wanted a very fluid movement, meaning like there's no transitions. The wood continues from the kitchen into the bedroom, that type of thing, because that also creates a really beautiful flow. This one in particular is an engineered wood. It's a little bit easier to install. It goes in quicker as well because you don't have to refinish it. It's already pre-finished. It's also a wider plank, so that makes for a much more contemporary look as well, which was also kind of the goal, was to look more contemporary. Because it was very common in this area that you have the 2 1/4 wood planks, and those are just so tiny looking, and it creates like a busy pattern. So that was also something, going from that to a wider plank, it creates a more modern aesthetic. When a client approaches us, they typically have a general scope. Sometimes that scope is too large for them, sometimes it's not large enough, but we have to really nail down what are the priorities. We have to, kind of just have a general conversation about budget. Like, do those priorities also match up with the budget? But then also materials have to match with all of that alignment. So there's a lot of conversation with that. Once we kind of get to a space that makes sense, not only, for timeline and budget, then we start kind of digging into style a little bit and also start laying out the design. Once the design is laid out, then we can actually get a firm estimate and budget working. Once again, we kind of pause and get an assessment to make sure that that budget is in line with their goals. And then we look back at materials again, make sure that's aligned with style, with budget. Timeline as well could be a concern with materials. And at that point, then that's when we go to contract, and yeah. We're right Broadview Avenue in Warrenton, Virginia, so it's a very accessible location. More than welcome to walk in. We always have 2 designers on site. We can at least have a conversation and look at materials, and/or just calling in and explaining the scope of work that you're interested in. And we're more than happy to also come out to your home and give free estimates and consultations. And that way we can at least discuss what it would take to actually complete a project with us. But we have tons of amazing materials to look at. We also create palettes and layouts and just really make it like a full encompassing experience. So.